For a short period of time. I'm actually working on my Hobao VTE2. I ran it a couple days ago, and I need to get some tires on it. These are some old hoons and stuff. But I figured if you guys are up for just a bit, I can go live, chat for you a little bit about the RC world, about this Hobao, and just talk about things in general. That's it. So seeing if any of you guys are up. If you are, you are. If you're not, you're not. I did go to recent Hobby Town and I did purchase some stuff. I got actually a body for this and some tires and wheels. So give me just a second. Trying to get something on here real quick. Don't know if you guys are getting these notifications or not. So we will find out in a second. Okay, we are. Hey, what's going on? I'm doing good. Jonathan, how are you doing? Figured I'm just gonna go live for a few minutes, talk to you guys about some stuff. This is probably a little crooked in here. Working on this Hobao for a minute. So yeah, it's pretty late. I just got a few minutes, so I figured I'd go live. So I appreciate you guys joining in. If you can, smash the like button for me. I'm working with the YouTube algorithm, as they always say. And I figured I'd chat with you guys just kind of openly about some stuff. If you guys have questions, I know there's a lot of just controversy in the RC world. And some of it's good, some of it's bad, some of it's just drama. So I figured if y'all got any questions for me, just ask them, and I pretty much answer everything openly. So what's going on? Somebody from Cali, Southern Cali, LA. I don't want to mess y'all's names up. I pronounce them wrong. So said I figured I'd go live just for a few minutes. This is actually the Hobao. I ran it with the vet body. I'll probably post a video tomorrow. I ran it the other day and it actually flipped in cartwheel, but it didn't break. It caught some wind underneath it. So I did go out and today I went ahead and I bought a body for it. So I'll be painting this in the next couple of days and putting this on there. So yes, I do buy stuff. Yes, I do buy a lot of stuff. Regardless what people may think, I actually do. So, but anyway, hey, what's going on, guys? Coming in from everywhere: Southern California, Australia. Yes, late stream. So, like I said, I'm on here for a few minutes. I figured I'd talk to you guys. If y'all want to chat about some stuff, put it down there, and I will answer questions for you. So this is the time to ask me questions. Not that many people on, because I know it's kind of late, and my live streams are always sporadic. They're never really planned out. I just kind of sometimes say, I'll go live for a minute. So I appreciate that. If you guys don't know, there is a swap meet if you're in the Georgia area this Saturday. It's going to be the first swap meet that we're having at Fed Hobbies, and I will be down. He's actually got a track and stuff there. It's from 11 to 4. So swap meets, we haven't had one in Georgia in a couple of years, so it's going to be good that we actually have one now. It's actually a good gathering. So are you planning one day to come to any event down here in Connecticut? I plan to. I got to see what's going on there. I don't know what's going on across the nation at certain RC events. I will be at Horizon Fest. That's 11th and 12th of June. Tiny Adventures RC has a swap meet, a 2-day swap meet event coming up. I think that's in May. And I'm going to try to make that. I got a lot of stuff kind of going on, so we'll see how that kind of plans out. But Jonathan said, are you going to get the new Traxxas Sledge? I'm going to try to. I'll see how everything pans out in the next like week or two. If I do get it, I will be doing, my normal reviews. You guys know my reviews are pretty open and I just pretty honest how I run them. I don't bash them that hard, but I do take them to the skate park, BMX track, dirt track. I do jump them and land them on concrete and stuff. So I do run them, I think, how I always run them. I don't take them out and try to just destroy them, but there's nothing wrong with that. I think people that do that, they like to run the cars hard. So I just don't really enjoy fixing broke cars. I mean, I really don't. I hate having to work on a car that's broke. I ran my XO1 into the side of the wall yesterday, and I only had to replace the A-arm, and I hated having to do that because it just takes my time up. So, I know that was a pretty long, dried out answer, but I'm gonna try to. So, what's going on, Kane? Yeah, Sledge is all over Facebook. Most armor guys hate it. After seeing it hold up to the bashing, I like it. Yeah, it seems to be pretty good. I did see Kevin's video on it. I think he jumped it more on grass, though. He normally jumps those cars on the skate park and lands them pretty hard there, too, because I've seen him do some of the other cars like that. So we'll see. I've watched a couple of videos. I've watched Kevin and I've watched Mark's video on it in RC Driver. And it's another guy, I can't remember his name right now, but I mean, I've seen a couple of videos on it, so it seems like it's going to be pretty good. I think that the biggest thing is going to be tires ballooning, but you know, most of the cars I've been getting lately, the tires have been ballooning. The rival I got, tires balloon. So we'll see. We'll just have to get it and run it out there, and most of the time, you normally have to replace something that's going to be stock on it. Probably in the case of that one's going to be the servo, but we'll see. I will put it up against the Creighton. I know that's what people want to see too, so I'll be doing a side. I might actually purchase a new Creighton because it wouldn't be fair to drive my EXB Creighton on my V5 Creighton, or I think it's V4 Creighton, against it because those have been run. So I may get new to new. I think that would be a good comparison to have them both out there and then just run them both as they are stock out the box. So what's going on, Michael? A couple of you guys joining in. I appreciate if you're joining in. I appreciate if you smash that like button. We're just kind of open right now. I want to answer questions you guys have. I know there's a lot of emails I get, messages everywhere, and I don't really have time to answer those. And if I answer one, sometimes people expect me to answer 2 and 3 and more and all that, and I just don't have time to answer chains of emails and stuff. So it's better for me kind of do it live. So. Yeah, there's a lot of hype going around the Traxxas Sledge, so we will see how it holds up. Looks like it's gonna be pretty good. I don't have anything, you know, I really don't have that much negative to say about any car company. I don't care if it's ARM or this and that, but I don't see anything. I went to Hobbytown today and I took a close look at it. I was trying to go down to Fayette Hobbies and check it, but they're a good minute from me, so I wasn't able to get down there over the weekend and see it, but I did see it at the Hobbytown. So it looks like it's pretty well built. It kind of reminded me of a low-C Tenacity truggy, actually, from a distance and the large size, just to how it looks and stuff. But it looks like it's going to hold up pretty good. And it's something new from Traxxas. I think that's some of the hype. I talked to a friend earlier, and he said, you know, sometimes they release stuff, but when they release something new, that's where all the hype comes from, too. So. But let's see. Sorry, you guys are asking a couple questions. Now the VTE 2, this thing is good. This is like an XO1 and a Limitless kind of combined together, but it's ready for the ring. Meaning that this thing is light, like an XO1, but it shoots off and it performs and it's durable. I had crashed it. You guys will see a video. I'll put a video up tomorrow. How about that? I actually crashed this. It flipped and it cartwheeled and rolled, but it didn't break. I was so scared something broke on it. And the only other thing I had happen, because we ran it again yesterday, but I shouldn't have ran it how I ran it because this is a small motor to put up in here, was one of the grub screws in here came loose and I didn't have any traction. So good thing I wasn't actually racing it and running it. But I do recommend you put some Loctite on those. That's some of the first things I do. I kind of have a 10-point check system that I do when I get cars. Part of that is checking grub screws, checking pinion gears, and checking wheel nuts on cars. Now, of course, this comes as a rolling chassis, but so far this thing is good. You guys will see a video. I'll put it up tomorrow. I did run it once. 2200 kV motor. I think this is a 26 or 7 pinion gear in here. And then it's got a 34.2 spool, but the chassis is so wide. You could fit so much in here. And in the unboxing, I didn't give it the justice it needed. You can do a lot of adjustments to this. You really, really can. I was just happy to get it running. But I will go more in depth with this. But I did get, I think I saw a comment. Sorry, you guys are commenting about a couple of things. Somebody asked me, do I ever race off-road? I do periodically. They did race this Saturday. I just don't keep up with it. Loganville Complex does race, and they did have a race Saturday. So I'm going to try to get up there next time they race and at least do some practice laps. Because it's been a minute now. I owe you guys a lot of track videos, especially with the TRRTT and the new Hobao, too. I owe you guys some some video on that. So I will get out to try to at least do some racing and stuff. So you guys, or at least get out there on a track and run and do some of the practice laps with the guys before they actually get into racing, because it's kind of hard to film and do that at the same time. So we'll see. These GRP tires, these are the S1 compound. I did get them for here. I usually do the S3 because I run in different terrains, but this is all they had, and I did need some for this. I do have a new set of Hoons and stuff. I got a couple pairs of Hoons, but these are worn down. So when you see the video, it wasn't getting the best traction because these are actually 3 different types of Hoons. This is worn down than that one, directions wrong and all that. But I wanted to get out and ride. I didn't have all my stuff with me, so. But I will be putting these tires on there. I will be putting, if you guys can see this, I don't want to knock the camera and everything out the way. Yeah, this body on there for you guys that are familiar with bodies. Look at that, $94, $100 for a body, and then you got to spend like $50 in paint because it's a big body. So I will be painting that. I got some blue and gray to paint it. So somebody said, do I recommend the Hoons over Banditos? Ugh. I've had bad experiences with Banditos. They might have improved it, but every Bandito I've had has ballooned, and they've just not held up well. So, for the GRPs, I'd recommend you get an S3 compound. They're pretty good all around. The S1s kind of wear out quickly. They're a softer compound, so go with an S3 compound for that. The Rival I like, and I just put some new tires on. It's actually out in the garage. So I took these Jaytee tires off. These are actually some good tires, guys. So when I got these from Tiny Adventure, I saw they had all of them in stock. So you just have to search through their site or maybe even call them. But I like it because these bead locks are on here. You can unscrew these and put different hex size in there. But these held up well. I did the Super Speed Saturday with these. Or actually not Super. I ran the Rival yesterday with these on there, and these held good. And I've run these on the Skeeter and on the Max and a couple other trucks. So these are actually really good. But the Rival has held up. I actually had a big crash today, and I thought I broke it, but it didn't. So it's held up well. I just need to go in and put some oil in those differentials. So, oh, cool. Somebody ordered the blue one. Scrolling down here. What's going on? Gap is in the house. You guys haven't go check out Gap A to Z Reviews, one of my boys here in Atlanta. We get together when we can. That's the best way we put it. Our schedules are so different, everything we do. So, somebody asked, just fast, did I have low C5T or low C8? I've had a lot of low C cars. Actually, I've had the low C8 3.0. I almost got the 4.0, but I had the 3.0. 3.0 was the best one to me, in my opinion. I've had the 3XLE. I've had a lot of the Tenacity cars and all that, so I've had a lot of low C cars. I just haven't been doing them lately. The 1 or 2 Lotus I have left are kind of in storage, and I haven't really gotten any of the new ones. So hopefully that'll change in the future. We'll see. The 5T, it's a big car. That's a big one. But we'll see. Like I said, we'll see what the future holds with Jaytee RC and low C in the future. So somebody saying the price a little crazy, but I bought an X-Max, so it's up to you. Yeah, I mean, X-Max is, it's still in my top 5, and I know I still owe you guys a lot of videos, but it's still in my top 5. The Fire Team I like, X-Max I like, the Max I like, the Creighton, the Outcast. I got several cars that I really, really like, and then on-road cars, I got a couple that I like there too. Yeah, SG out. I'm trying to see too with that Sledge. I'm assuming you're talking about that. He wants to say, wants to see if there's any problems or issues with it before he pulls the hammer on it. Kevin Tailbot did one. If you guys don't know him, he did a video on it, and he did some pretty big jumps and stuff like that. I think the motor mount came loose, which could be, sometimes that happens with that particular style of mounting of the motor. And I think he broke an A-arm or something, but I think he landed pretty hard on the angle. So, but I haven't seen too many bad issues with that. So, hey guys, appreciate you joining. If you're joining in, I'd appreciate if you smash that like button. This is just open discussion, talk about everything. I just got my Hobao here. I was going to work on it in a few minutes, change the tires out. I got some really old Hoons on here. I bought some GRPs. I wanted some S3s, but they had S1, so I just went ahead and bought two packs of S1s, and I got a body. I'll end up painting for it really soon for it. So, but I got a Max 6 ESC in here and a 2200 kV motor, and I ran it the other day, and this thing is actually, it's a lightning bolt. I mean, it goes, it gets up and goes. So, changes to the MT8. The only thing I did was changed out the tires when I ran it today. It does need a faster servo for me and my driving. I think you can get away with it out the box, but and I think you need to check the diff oils. I didn't check that. That's part of my kind of inspection after I run a car. I got an inspection when I first get a car. I probably should do a video on it, and then inspection after I kind of run it. When I get cars, I always try to check pinion gears, wheel nuts, and all that stuff to make sure everything's tight beforehand. But the only thing I've changed so far was the tires and wheels. If you see on my community page, you'll actually see the tires. I put those Power Hobby tires on there, and they actually perform good. I mean, I could run it on 6S, and I did earlier, and it ran. So it actually handled no ballooning, no wheeling all the time, and all that. So. What's going on? I know you guys are coming in. I apologize if I'm not calling all you guys. I appreciate you guys coming in and joining. I'm trying to scroll through the comments. Oh, no problem, Jordan. Yeah, Jayco tires are good. Yeah, that's a sleeper right there. I'm not even gonna lie. These tires, and they got a whole bunch of different ones. These are sleepers. These are gonna become very popular once everybody starts actually seeing it. These are some good tires from what I've driven. And I've had all kinds of different tires, and these are good. I mean, they're a little expensive, but they are good. And I think you're actually getting your money's worth thus far from what I've run with these. So. No, this VTE. I don't know if you're talking about this too. This is actually 7 scale, so this is the size of the armor cars. You can fit the armor bodies on here. The infraction, of course, you can't fit the limitless body, but the infraction, the felony, and I got this Betty design body right here. I'm going to be painting and putting on there, and I got some brand new tires. I'm gonna clean them up and try to do a good video, intro video for them because I was kind of fiending to get this running. So. But these are coming in stock pretty soon, so. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to scroll through these. I'm trying to get to some of these comments. I'm waiting to build a street bash. I don't know if you saw your RC Dude 81. He's got a Retro W Bug. No, I haven't seen his video yet, so. No, bodies are not getting any cheaper, so. Oh, appreciate the donation. I'm just now getting down to these $4.99. I don't want to mess your name up. It's JOROZCO. I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't want to mess it up, but I appreciate that. Every dollar helps. Helps me pay for this $100 body I just got. Somebody asked, have I ever had a rally car? I have. I wish Traxxas would bring back their rally cars. When they first had those cars out, they were built on a slash chassis, and they were big, but they were fun. So, and then they had the, what's the recent one they came out with? I did have that one for a short period of time. I mean, maybe the Deegan one or whatever. But then I ended up getting rid of it because it was brushed, and it took a lot to make it brushless. I made it brushless, but somebody, I think, a kid at a swap meet wanted one, so I went ahead and I sold it to him pretty cheap because he wanted one. So, what's going on? Miko, I can pronounce that. I appreciate the $5. What's my favorite Nitro? All right, so I'm gonna tell you about Nitro right now. I have only owned, well, I'd say 2 or 3 Nitros, but I've only like owned and kept one Nitro for a short period of time. I had the original RS4 Nitro back in the early 2000s, I think it was. And I took it out. I couldn't wait to get it. Took it out, broke it in a little bit. Neighbors yelled and complained. I still ran it. And then after it broke in, I was like, this is it? And I love the sound and smell of it. I just didn't like the performance of that particular one. Now, I remember back in the 80s when me and my brother saw some 8-scale Nitros running. Man, we went crazy. And I still remember in my mind what that looked like. The sound and the speed of them, they were still the baddest cars I've ever seen. That was in the 80s, so I can imagine them nowadays. So with my area here in Georgia and the areas I live in, some of them have city ordinances against running Nitro because of the noise and also the exhaust of the fume they let out. Some people actually have allergic reactions. So that's one reason why I haven't done a Nitro on my channel. And it's been a long, long time since I've ever messed with a Nitro. But If you have a recommendation for one, I may try it. Hopefully it's in a good budget, but so if you have one, let me know. But that's my story with nitros. Mostly it's because of city ordinances. It's kind of a noise, disturbance, and all that, unless you go to certain places. But it's still, it could get interesting with it. But I could go way out in the country with one and just shoot several videos that day with it probably. So assuming you ask what's my plan with this, I'm gonna make this a speed car. This is probably gonna be one of my first 150-mile-per-hour cars that I build. So we'll see. I still have to get a larger motor mount for this because I can't fit a big. I got a Castle system, but I can't fit that 1717 motor here because of this motor plate. So I have to get a bigger motor plate for this. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go live more. I know I don't, but I want to go live more because there's a lot of questions you guys ask me, and I want to be able to answer them, and I want to answer them honestly. Um, so there's all kinds of questions. I'm surprised some of those people aren't on here, but they probably just see a notification. They're asking me about like some people say that you get free stuff, and that's no. I get some stuff here and there, guys. I don't get everything for free, and I can't buy everything, even though I buy a lot of stuff. But I do get some stuff for free. I do reviews of them, and I do my reviews as you guys see them. I mean, I try not to sugarcoat anything. I don't think I've ever have, and I show you guys stuff, and I show you everything, even to cheap batteries like this. I mean, I bought these because I wanted to see, and they were 4,000 milliamps. They fit in my buggies well, and I run them. And the Z batteries, all this stuff. You guys have asked me, so I went ahead and bought them. And you wanted to hear my opinion of them, and it actually helps them with sales too. Because I've had some companies contact me about it, about doing batteries and stuff. But it helps them out because not everybody can afford the high price lipos and stuff. And you guys want to see what these can do, and these have been good. The Z lipos, the Gens 8s, my SMCs, they all been good. So, what do you think about the Losi 3XLE compared to the rival MT8? The 3XLE is discontinued. Losi is tripping. They need to bring that back. I don't know why they did that. That's one of the reasons why I converted my fire team like it is, and I love the way it looks. Now in my heart, I don't need a Losi 3XLE. Got one in storage, but I haven't gotten that out forever today. But the Losi 3XLE is bigger than the rival MT8. So comparing those two, I like them both. The rival MT8 is something new. But the Losi 3XLE is bigger, it is faster, and it does look better, in my opinion. But it's discontinued, so. Somebody says this won't come up. This won't come as a surprise. What's up with the Lazar video, especially the candle? Yeah, I said I was gonna do that, Kevin. So I'm doing a lot more stuff with my channel this year. So you'll see a lot of stuff periodically. It's still gonna be predominantly an RC car channel. You guys see, I still post RC car videos every day. But I have a lot of other topics I'm interested in. I would start doing training videos and all that stuff, but I don't know if you guys want to see. I did do a video the other day where I was boxing on a bag for a few minutes. I was looking at some of the comments. I thought it was funny, but I'm into a lot of stuff and I do a lot of things. I mean, somebody even asked me about doing movie reviews because I go to movies every week. But I was like, you know, I don't know if you guys want to see that, but I do go to a lot of movies. I mean, I've seen the Batman twice, and I'm probably gonna see it a third time. And you guys saw, if you pay attention to my channel, I did get some Batman toys and go ahead and do an unboxing on it. So. But that Bob Lazar video with the candle effect, that tripped me out when I heard that years ago. He's got a lot of interesting stuff. Get some more videos on the Typhon and the Mojave. I think I put a Mojave video out the other day, the EXB. You talking about the 3S Typhon or the TLR TT? So someone asked, what's my favorite RC car? That is a question I can't answer because I have favorite cars I run in different areas. So I guess the question more or less would be, what's my favorite car for off-road, on-road, speed runs, etc., etc. Right now, and some people are not going to like this, my favorite off-road car is going to be the Fire Team. I put a modified servo in. I've been running the Hades out of it. It still hasn't broke. Next to that's going to be the X-Max. I plan on doing some better servo on my X-Max. I might put a little bit more power to it, but I love the way the X-Max is. So off-road, I do run those a lot. I do run my Max V2, my wide Max. I do run that a lot. I ran that actually today when I ran some other cars. I had a few minutes, so I did run that. Buggy-wise, I do like the TOR TT. because it can fit larger lipos and stuff in it. So off road is kind of all those, but so far the Fire Team has been my number one right now. On road, my Limitless and this right here is going to be a tie, because after running this and seeing how this performs, if I could get a center diff for this, oh, this would be probably number one, because it's just there's so much room in here that you can work with. And it's just, and this is a newer version. The Limitless is like what, 2 years old, so. But I guess if I categorize, I need to categorize as Moss Truck and stuff. So I guess that would be the better question. Probably need to do a video on that. And you guys feel free, if you see some of these comments coming about not answering them, please feel free to answer them. Apologies, but I didn't catch what tires you mentioned were good and where they are from. So these are Jayco tires. I run these. I've got these about a month ago. I ordered from Tamiya Events and RCs. Because he was telling me about it. I was like, let me go get a pair. Let's try it. Let's see how they are, because everybody's got good tires. That's what everybody says. Until you get them, you're like, man, them tires suck. These don't suck. So if you search, I think it's Jaytee, Jaytee. If you search, they got a lot of tires. Now, they're a little bit expensive, but they are actually worth it. I ran these on the Rival the other day, and they ran good. I've run these on the Skeeter. They ran good. I haven't run them on the Max yet, but I'm probably going to run them on the Max on 6S, because these can actually hold the car down. I won't have to worry about ballooning and stuff. And they got a whole assortment of tires. They got buggy tires. I'm going to try some of their on-road tires. But that's the company. So Jane says, hey, brother, I got a question for you. What tires would you run that are not foam or rubber tires that would handle over 100 miles per hour? Even the hoons on my felony seem to just blow up. I would recommend, you said that are not foams, rubber tires. You need to get some of these GRP tires. I would get S1 to S3 compound. Anything harder than S3, anything more than S3, like a S5, S7, are going to be too hard. You're going to have to gear your car up, though, because these are smaller. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Let me just take this out. And I'm going to get to everybody's questions while you guys are on here, so that's kind of why I'm going live. But these are smaller. I don't know if you probably can't tell right there. These are smaller than these hoons. You can probably tell a little bit there. It's only by about, I'd say, a little less than 1/4 of an inch, but they are smaller, and they're not as wide either. But you will have to gear your car up. But I would recommend these if you're gonna go 100. The hoons you can probably get 100 out of, but they do wear a little bit quicker, and I know they have different compounds. I still have yet to get a set of the gold and the silver and give you guys a review on that. But I would recommend, if you're gonna do those 100+ mile per hour, to get some of these. These have been good. These have always held up for me. And they're cheap. They're $24 for two, so you're gonna pay $50 for a set of 4, or for a set for your car. So, hey, Fog City, I appreciate that. I'm doing pretty good. Hope you're doing good over there. Sorry, I've asked the question of you a bunch of times, but just haven't gotten the answer. Okay, that's fine. That's why we're kind of going live. I can kind of go through and answer this right now. Oh yeah, somebody bought the Z lipos, the 9,000 milliamps, and that's kind of why I get this stuff, to show it to you guys. So what's going on, RC Recreation? Appreciate you joining. Somebody likes high price lipos, so appreciate the donation, Miko Fisher. Yeah, super speed tire. I think everybody likes those. Some people now, I do see some insults about that, because the cars aren't going 120, 30. But you guys that pay attention to them, you know I'm running them stock out the box. You know, if I do some minor stuff to it, then that's it. But I pretty much run them stock. Some guys said I'm scared to hit 100. I was like, please, I've had 100 mile per hour cars before. Most of the time, it's the areas. Like, this is, I'll tell you guys now, this hit like 89, 90, I think it was. And it still isn't really even set up. My XO1 did 105. I know people are controversy about the speed of it. Some guy kept telling me it went 65 miles per hour. Like, whatever. So it did at least go 100 miles per hour. I mean, I know I'm going to get a GPS on there next time, but I didn't have time to do all that. So I went straight off the app. But I will do some further tests with the XO1 with it, so to show you guys it can do 100 miles per hour with that. So I like the super speed Saturdays too. I just wish I had more time to do them, and I think I'll start doing some double, triple headers where I start doing 2 and 3 cars in one video. All right, going through you guys' questions. If you joined in, I appreciate if you smash that like button for me. Somebody said, how many RC cars have you got? I got a lot. And I haven't done any videos because some of them are in storage. So you guys give me 1 second. But I've got some that's in storage. That's why I haven't done a video of it. It's kind of like, I feel kind of if I start showing it, it's kind of like boasting and bragging rights. So some people don't even have one RC car. So I feel like if I do that, it's kind of like, hey, look what I got. Look what you ain't got. I know you guys probably won't feel that way, but that's kind of the way I feel for it. Sorry about that. I check on something. I am back. But I've had a lot of RC cars too. I mean, one of the cars I bought the most of every car I've ever got was the Stampede 4x4 VXL. When they announced that in December 2009, up until I think a couple of years ago, I was buying a new Stampede every year. Up until about 4 or 5 years ago. If you don't believe me, you can ask some of my friends because they were like, man, you bought another one? Like every Christmas and the mid-year, I'd buy one. It was like sometimes 2 a year. So how fast is this car? Right now, this is going about 90, but it's not even set up for speed. I did a test with it, and you guys will see that. I'll go ahead and release the video tomorrow so you guys can see it. I think it went like 89 miles per hour. So you'll see that tomorrow. And it was running 6S. And it wasn't even set up for like super speed or anything. I was just doing some test runs with it. So you guys will see that 2 or 3 minute video I filmed. So best starter car ready to run with LiPo. Not too many cars come with LiPo unless you buy like an associated car that comes with a LiPo combo. And Shane, you need to be a little bit more detailed with what that, because when you're talking ready to run, are you wanting buggy? Are you wanting truck? And I know there's some people in here that probably have seen stuff too. So if you can be a little bit more detailed on what you're looking for, we can help you out. And there's some Banggood cars and stuff out there as well. Or there's some, let's just say, I'm not gonna say Banggood. There's other car companies that make smaller cars that are ready to run too with the LiPo. So if you were in the area, Shane, I would get you one of those cars. If you were close to me, I would just say, hey, meet me here. I'm gonna give you a car so you can have something to run. Yeah, Fog City says Traxxas Slash. I think he wants it with the LiPo though. So I'm gonna start trying to do RC giveaways. It's more or less gonna be towards. I think probably what I'll start doing is when I get these little small cars in to review, because 99.9% of the cars I don't pay for, but I'm thinking about how to ship them out because some of them do come with LiPo batteries and stuff. But those cars, I kind of just review them, show them to you guys, and then kind of go from there. So, and I may start working with some companies to do some giveaways too. But we'll see. I'm working on a couple of things. One of the things is just getting stuff shipped out to you guys. Because if you're waiting on me to ship stuff, it's not gonna happen. I'll forget. I've got stuff upstairs I'm supposed to ship out to somebody 3 weeks ago. So if I can work out something to where I can get stuff shipped out, I'll do it. But I think I'm gonna start doing it with those little cars because I have given those little cars away to people, kids at parks that I've been running cars and their kids wanted a car and I was like, here, you take this one. So giveaways is something I'm working on. Give me a couple of months and let's see what I can kind of come up with that. So Miko said Sledge is kind of like the Creighton on 6S. Yeah, we could talk about that in just a second. Appreciate that, Crane. The donation for that. It helps me out. It's helping pay for this body, y'all. I'm telling y'all. And I'm not doing this. I'm kind of making a joke about it. I'm not saying, give me money to pay for this. It's just, I appreciate it, so. Oh, no problem, James. Sometimes, like I said, that's kind of why I try to go live. With that felony, there's some stuff you can do because when you start getting over 70, 80 miles per hour, you're going to start catching a lot of wind. It's got a diffuser on the back. You can just take that out and let that air kind of flow through it. Maybe I'll do a video on speed runs with that at some time, but. I appreciate the other donation again. I appreciate that, guys. Is there any other favorite brand that you seem to like a bit more than others? No, I think they all have their perks and they all have their ups and downs. They all have fanboys. which is fine. I mean, it's nothing fine. I mean, I got a friend who I got a Corvette. They hate Ford. I got a Ford SUV. So go figure that. Oh, you should have got this. I think it's funny, but I think I just say okay. Um, I think every brand brings something to the table that's unique and that's special. And some brands are just special to some people. I mean, and it's fine if you're a fanboy or something. That's fine. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I think when it starts getting to where it's going to become a conflict and people start ready to fight each other, I think it's kind of out of hand. I mean, every company, comes up and does things, and right now it's a lot of competition out there, which is good. Is real good because we need to see that. We want to see the different brands, what they can do, and what their design departments to do. We want to see innovation, like the Traxxas Sledge. That's the big talk right now, and one of the reasons is because it's something brand new. It's not a Revo with a different color body on or something like they kind of been doing in the past. People are kind of getting tired of that. Just saying here's a new car, but it's got a different paint job on it. Now this Sledge is something brand new. So hopefully this is the start of something new for Traxxas, and hopefully we can get something new every year, not every couple of years. And that's just like I said, my opinion. Traxxas needs to make a 8 scale size Rustler, 8 scale size Bandit, 8 scale size two-wheel drive Stampede like Tamiya did back in the day when they had those big two-wheel drive cars that ran like two motors and stuff in them, but Traxxas can get away with one motor. I think a company needs to do that. They need to get, since everybody's going big, take a two-wheel drive car and make it big. Take a two. Who wouldn't want an 8 scale Bandit or 8 scale Stampede or 8 scale Rustler two-wheel drive? That would be awesome. They got the electronics to do it. They just need to take the design and stretch it out. But that's just my opinion. That's just my 2 cents. I had a video I was working on saying hopefully coming in 2022, and I haven't finished that video up. But what's going on, Chris from Australia? Appreciate that. You guys are coming in. I'm not sure what time it is over there right now. I think this Traxxas Sledge will be cool. It's something new. It's something out there. Something innovative. So I think it'll be fine. I mean, the price $800. Things are getting expensive. I hope this isn't the start of everything. Everybody trying to stack prices on top of the other. But we'll see. Because at some point, if stuff starts getting too expensive, you guys will be like me. You'll be like some of the more expensive cars are like $1,000, $1,100. I'll turn somebody's video on and watch their video, hold the remote in my hand, and play with my remote like I'm driving it. So, oh yeah, that Vet's my baby. Plan on probably getting a ZL1 pretty soon too. 2015 ZL1. So, it's all right. You guys have more questions for me? There's about 50 of you, 52 of you guys on. Appreciate y'all smashing the like button. Yeah, I forgot about that Rage RZX. I had one of those, but I had problems with it might have been the differential coming loose or something. But I had one of those. It was two-wheel drive, 8 scale buggy, and we need more of that. Traxxas had the Raider. Not Traxxas, I'm sorry. Arma had the Raider. Come back out with that. Because I'm thinking Raider, because Kyosho had a car called the Raider 2, a two-wheel drive back in the day, and I love that car. I had a Raider. I had all kinds of cars. I have no idea. But let's get another Raider out here. Let's get some two-wheel drive, 8 scale type cars or something. So Shane's looking for something fast and tough. His price range is $500. What do you think would be a 4x4 Slash? Go for it. You just won't get a battery with it though. And my recommendation is if you get a battery, don't go with the Traxxas battery and charger. You can get one cheaper. So you can find some on Amazon that's got the Traxxas connector on it and not have to worry about cutting the connector and avoiding the warranty. And you'll be able to use that charger with other batteries as you get, more experience and stuff. So as soon as you get the car, register it with Traxxas. They do have like a code on the chassis and stuff. Just go ahead and register with Traxxas so that it's in their system too. And keep your receipt in case something goes wrong. You can get a warranty. So what's going on? The Jeep and Realtor? We're just starting this. Yeah, their Raider XL, they need to have that. Arma needs to come back out with that. I got a Grand Sport. Somebody asked what kind of Corvette I have. It's a C7. It's the last of the C7s. I got it in 2020, straight off the truck. It's the last of the C7s. I'm not a big fan of the C8. I think if you get a C8, it needs to have some decals on it because it does need some bling bling touch up on it. So what's going on? You guys are catching my live stream. What's going on? Basher Queen, what's going on? Yes, ma'am. I love the smell of a new RC car. If you guys haven't checked it out, Basher Queen has got a lot of modification parts for RC cars. I'll be doing an RC update on some of her stuff pretty soon. I'm trying to just get around to getting out, but she's got a lot of like she can explain. You could put some links. I think you could put some links here if you want. But put that in there, and we need to chat about a couple of things so I can get some stuff and then bash it up and show the world. Yeah, I actually do. Somebody asked me, did I collect any of the Tamiya, Kyosho, and Losi? So my very first car was a Tamiya Monster Beetle back in 1986, I believe it was. It was my very first hobby grade car. Before that, I had a Nico Rhino. No, I had a Nico Thunderbolt because it had the 380 motor. My friend had a Nico Rhino. He was beating me all the time. So then ended up getting a Tamiya Monster Beetle. Man, I loved it. And from that point, I took my brother forever and a day to put together what it seemed like. Got it on Christmas, and I went somewhere and came back. I was like, "It's not put together yet," and he was playing video games. Took him like a week to get it together, and I tore that car apart. I ain't even gonna lie. Um, I broke a lot of stuff on it. Couldn't get to the hobby shop. The parts weren't available. I was taking like a lighter trying to melt parts together. So yes, I do. I got the 2015 Monster Beetle. I want to actually get. I saw Horizon has them in stock. I want to get the Blackfoot, and I want to go back and get some of the Kyosho cars, the Kyosho Optima and stuff. I had bought a used one years ago, and I ended up getting rid of it because somebody really wanted it. It was the original one. It was the Turbo Optima, and a guy was like, he had basically puppy dog tears because he wanted one so bad as a kid, and he couldn't find it. And of course, at that time, they weren't remaking them. So I went ahead and sold it to him. And he was just so ecstatic that he got it. So I hope that answers your questions. Do I collect them? Yes, I have. I need to start doing more videos on them. I want to get a Blackfoot. I have never owned a Clodbuster, but I've always wanted one of those. I've wanted a Boomerang, Hot Shot. I've wanted a lot of those cars. So now that they're putting them back out there, I should probably just get them, right? It's just finding the time to put them together. I hope they release the expert built versions because that way I ain't got to do it. So somebody asked me about Team Corraly Trucks and stuff. So these two new cars they come out with are good. The Kronos XTR, they've done some updates to it. They fixed the steering blocks so those pillow balls don't pop out. And I run my Kronos probably once a week. I probably don't do a lot of videos of it, but I was running it the other day. Doing wheelies down the street, watching the tires balloon up. And I've bashed it, and I think I've only broken the rear turnbuckle on it, and I kind of bent the rear dog bone, but that was it. The Skeeter has been good too. I mean, these two new cars are good, and I think that they're going to be releasing these updates on their other cars. They may not make them an XTR version, but they're going to be good. I mean, so thus far, the newer ones are good. The older ones, if you get an older version, I do recommend updating those steering blocks. I think it's like 20 bucks for a set because you're definitely going to need those. And make sure you get the right ones because they do have some for, I think the ones for the Kronos, the Punisher are different than the ones that go on the Shogun and the Morocco. So make sure you get the right ones for it. But the newer ones are good. They're good. Those trucks and cars are already fast. So do you recommend a Slash or something else maybe? Well, it depends what you're gonna do with it. I mean, I think if you're gonna get a Slash, get it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's got TSM on it, Metal Gear transmissions. I got my Slash out in the garage. I was gonna actually work on and build, but I figured I'd go live with you guys instead of spending time doing that. I'd rather do that and talk to you guys and build on the car. So the Slash is good. I mean, out the box, I think it's gonna do in the mid 40s on 3S. You could probably get close to 50, but you can't go wrong with it. There's tons of parts for it out there, and you can actually go fast with it too. And like I said, there's a lot of modifications for it. It's expensive at $499. You can get the regular Slash VXL, but it's gonna have a high center of gravity chassis. But if you're gonna go that route, to me, the high center of gravity chassis is gonna work a little bit better for bashing if you're gonna do that. So it just depends on where you're gonna run it. But do I recommend a Slash? Heck yeah. Yeah, some of the prices are getting up there. I mean, I thought that the Sledge was going to be a little cheaper when I saw it. So at $799, you're getting an 8 scale truggy. So that's running in the range of that is in the range of like race truggies like the Mugen, um, Serpent and stuff like that. So we'll see how it is because most people that are gonna get it are gonna bash, but some people are gonna place electronics. So we'll see when I if I get one at some point for it. I think it's gonna be fine. I'll give you guys, like I said, my honest opinion about it, and I'll run it. So Metal says you can get a Team Associated Pro 4 with the battery and charger for $399, and they do have sales going on. I mean, right now there's still the Arma sale going on. You can get the Sentin for $329, and you can get a battery and charger from Amazon for like 50, 60 bucks. I mean, literally, you can get a 2 and 3S lipo cheap. You could get some of the lipos that I get in, like RC Hackers has those 2 3Ss for 54 bucks. I think Awamfi's got a sale going on. I think they went up to 38 bucks. You can get 2 3Ss for 38 bucks. And you can find a charger for like 25, 30 bucks, and you're under 400 for a car. So there's tons of options out there. Just depends on what you want to do, where you want to go at, parts availability, and if you have a local hobby shop, what they have, or if you can wait if you break some of their orders. So okay. Master Kennels is going to the Basher Queen channel right now. Yeah, if you guys haven't subscribed to her channel, she's got a lot of stuff out there too, guys. What's going on, High Spy Demon RC? Sorry, getting through you guys' comments right now are the J3 speed. I'm not sure what you mean by the J3 speed. Yeah, I had a Maximus. I think after about 20 runs, it started falling apart. I should have went ahead and redid it. I started rebuilding it, and then that's one of the ones I did get rid of. But I did have a Maximus. That and what was the diesel looking one? The I can't think of it, as a white and reddish like body with skulls on it. I had one of those too. What's going on, Mike? Yep, Bronx says, "Has I ever built a Tamiya kit?" Yes, I have. It's actually pretty fun. Depends on which ones you get, but make sure you get bearings for it. I plan on trying to get a Blackfoot pretty soon. Um, and I may do a build video on that. I may go live like I'm doing now and just do the build video then. Instead of trying to record it and edit it in part 1, 2, whatever. Just go live for about an hour a day or somewhere every other day and just build it. So yeah, that voltage is pretty fun too. So yeah, they've got a sale going on. So if you're still looking for a car, go to Horizon or you go to your local hobby shop. They got like 50 bucks off, 75 bucks off. And you can't go wrong with those either. I just know you said Slash. You can't go wrong with that either. But if you're on a budget, you don't want to spend that much, you can't go wrong with those. They do have the Sentin. I did do a video. The Sentin is faster than a Slash out the box. It's going to go, I think it's the fastest one out the bunch when I tested them. I think it went the Sentin, then the Granite, then the Big Rock, then the Typhon. I forgot about the Vortex. That's actually the fastest one out of them all. But yeah, well, I don't think so. We'll talk. Let's talk about this lawsuit real quick with Arma trying to sue Traxxas. There's nothing to really sue there as far as design goes. If anything, there will be a complaint probably about the way Traxxas went about saying that theirs is better than Arma's. But I think that there's nothing there to sue from what I'm seeing. The lawsuit before was, of course, because of the suspension design. It wasn't just Arma. I believe it was Ventera. They had the twin hammers. There was a lawsuit against that too because they had that lay down shock design. You guys look that up, you'll see that. And I think there was something with HPI in their receiver box. I think they had a little rubber thing in there in a bit, but I can't remember. I may not be 100% correct on that, so don't quote me on that, but somebody probably will. But so I don't think there's really nothing to sue there for that. I mean, it's a truggy. They just have a truggy to their lineup now. I don't think there's anything to sue there with them on that. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not a lawyer. I didn't look at all the patent pendings and anything like that. If anything, it's the motor design that's the way the motor's in there is kind of like the HPI motor design, but it is designed a little bit different. So I think that personally, some people are not going to like this. Some people are, but I don't really care about it. That happened years ago, and yeah, it sucked. and yeah, there was things that went on with it. But to me, literally, they have said, okay, we had an issue. We won't release this car anymore. We'll take it off the market. Let's move on. And they did. I mean, the sleeping giant was woken and they moved on. So for me, they're really not tripping off of it. They're not bringing it up. So I don't, I mean, it wasn't me, but they're not caring about it too much. I mean, yeah, it happened. So they moved on and I've let that go a long time ago. I do see in the comments a lot, but there's nothing to really sue there for that. I could be wrong, but like I said, there's nothing really to sue for. So if you guys can, I would just drop it because it just builds animosity and it gets you mad and upset and it's just, I don't know. It's just unnecessary drama. It happened years ago. They let it go and it's fine. Everybody knows going forward, probably when they create stuff, to check some of the patent pendings Traxxas may have or something like that. Who knows? But I mean, if you can, I would just let it go. What's going on, Charles? We're going live here. We're just open conversations. Um, Ask me questions. I will answer them. That's kind of why we're live here now. Okay, Mike, I'll check out those pictures for Showcase Sunday. I'm probably going to do those once a month now instead of doing them every Sunday. Only because I don't get that many pictures in, and I do get some in. I think you guys would rather have a 3 or 4 minute video than a 1 minute video, and that's including the intro and outro. So unless I extend it out. Losi Baja Ray. I flipped the coin on that one, so we'll see. The last Losi I actually had was the 3XLE. A friend let me borrow his Gravedigger to do a video on, and I ran that, and I gave it back to him because I didn't want to flip it and mess that beautiful body up. So, yeah, RC Dan, you probably missed that Nitro earlier. There's stuff that's going on in my area with Nitro. That's why it's not ran. There's city ordinance and stuff against running it in certain counties and stuff. So certain people are allergic to it. Certain people, it just makes noise. Imagine you've never heard of Nitro before, and some guy's at the park next to your house and he's just driving it. How annoying that would be. And that's happened. Not so much for me, for somebody else driving. I was like, what the? And the cops came out and they gave him a warning. Said, if you come back, you'll get fined. So. Okay, I'm scrolling through you guys' comments real quick, trying to get to the bottom to see what's up. Bronx said he bought some batteries, 6,500 milliamps for $50, 120 words. Cool. Showcase Sunday, you send them on my Instagram account. It's J_Y_TEE_RC. You can just message them to me there. Hopefully I'll get to them and see them. I think I check that maybe every couple of days or something like that. But somebody asked me, who's my favorite RC YouTuber? You guys know who that is. It's got to be me. Nitro's loud, but I just remember seeing those Nitro on-road cars when I was a kid. I just love them. I like watching them race, and I love the sound and smell of them, especially at the track. But yeah, and guys, I like all the brands. Like I said, I think that somebody said a while back that I was an Arrma fanboy because I had a lot of Arrma cars on my channel. Arrma's been releasing stuff. I mean, everybody else is like a car or two a year, maybe. Redcast recently stepped their game up with some of the stuff they released, but some of the stuff they released I just didn't want, like the 64. I had no reason for paying $600 for a car that for me that was just gonna kind of sit there. And I really wasn't gonna run. So yeah, the Hobao batteries, those are good too. Somebody asked me about that, so those are good too. So do I ever have any issues with the Max 6 shutting down on speed runs? No, I haven't. You might want to check your temperatures, and then you might want to check one of the biggest things I think people don't do is their connectors. So these are fine, but if you're really going to do speed runs, you need to get some QS8 connectors. I probably got some, and these are big down here. Yep. So these are QS8. I have yet to put these on my cars. I got some soldering up for my Creighton EXB, but look at the size difference. If you're gonna run speed, run these. And if you're really gonna run speed, you really want to just solder them directly, the motor directly to the ESC, and then do like the racers do, solder the motor wires from the ESC directly to it. That way you don't have any current going through. But if you're gonna do it, get these right here, QS8 connectors. They're expensive, but they are definitely worth it. They're like a supersized XT90 is what I call them. Reminds me playing Mario World. You go to the big world, you see that everything is like super. So you might want to check your connectors, check your temperatures too. When you're doing speed runs, I'm going to recommend this. Keep a log of it. It may seem kind of troublesome, but just go to the dollar store, get a 99-cent pad and a pen, and take that with you. Date it, mark down what car you're running, what you're running in it, and create like a little column or something with temperatures. Maybe Basher Queen can create a little data log or something. We can download like a little app or something where you could actually plug it in. I thought about that a while back. I just did do it, but maybe an app on your phone that's a data log where you type in the car and you put in the information. It's just a data log. It's just like an Excel spreadsheet or something, but it can be beautified. So that way you can write down the car, the day, the temperature outside, whether it was wet, whatever it may be, and then you can log your results from it. So the next time you come out, you can look at your log before you come back out and see kind of what you did and then record your speeds and stuff. That would be my recommendation. I know it's kind of a more of an effort than most people want to put in, but it's actually going to be it's going to be worth it. So maybe somebody will do that, create a little small app where you can download. And like I said, it could just be a spreadsheet or something you can use too. But I say write it down and keep track of it. And even write down your mood, because that can help too. Say, I had a bad day, just want to get out and run this. And, sometimes when you're in a bad mood, you don't do all the checks that you want, the checks and balances that you want, but write it all down. Batteries, the system you're running. If you're running a fan on there, you can get really technical and start looking at some weight and stuff. But the tires you're running, whether they're new tires, keep a log of your tires, because that's how you're really going to get the best performance out of your car. Is create that log, know about diff wheels and stuff, and it's gonna help out. Somebody said, could you give me some good recommendations for on-road roller or otherwise that would help fix? I'm not sure what you're meaning with that. This is a good roller. And so Bio is a good roller. The Armor cars are a good roller. Depends if you want to go 8 scale or 7 scale. So yeah, you may want to get a fan for that XO1 motor. And I don't know if you're running several passes either. When you're doing speed runs like that, you don't want to keep going up and down the street like you would if you were just doing general running. So you want to think about that. Do a pass or two. Check your temperatures. In my videos, don't do what I do in my videos on Super Speed Saturdays. Don't run it 3 or 4 or 5 times. Those cars are still somewhat stock out the box, maybe some mild gearing and stuff. But like, if I geared this up with a 35, I would probably just run down the street once and then check the temps. Even though it's got a little fan and stuff on there, I would be checking the temps after every pass. And then after it passed down, I bring it back. I'd either go a little slow or go down there and try to get it or something. So if you do it, invest in some fans. There's temperature gauges. I think I showed you guys a couple years ago. I had a temperature gauge I put on my motor. I'm probably going to put one on here. I may do a video when I do that so I can check my temperatures as I'm running it. But someone said, do I do RC reward points? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Yeah, Losi had that 7 scale Audi. Was it 7 scale or 6 scale? It was big. I actually have that motor in my Creighton EXB 8S. See, and then they discontinued it. It's like, leave it out there for a minute. Yep, I got to do my one more time. You should see the video I posted the other day, or I was going to post today. I said just one more time, like 10 times. And then on the 10th time, I broke it. Cool, y'all. So we've been live for about an hour. Are there any questions you guys want to ask me while we're live? Ask them now. I forever hold your peace. I answered about nitros, about collection videos. I probably will never do it. If you guys are joining on my Patreon program or whatever like that, you'll probably get some exclusives. I have released a couple of videos there with that, and I released that to all the channel members. You guys see a little bit more stuff with that. And I actually did a giveaway a while back, and I think nobody was either joined on that or something. So I just said okay, but um, out of my collection, somebody asked me what kind of RC do I like best. So bashing, I'm gonna say right now, as of now, I got about two or three cars. One is gonna be my Fire Team, and then my X Max, and then my Max V2. My Kraton I run periodically, but the wing rips off sometimes. So I don't run that, and sometimes the front dog bones or CVAs pop out. And then I run my Mojave a lot. For speed runs, I've only got a couple cars for that. I got my Limitless, I got my XO1 now. I got that running, and now I have this Hobao VTE too. So, and then I got my Typhon and stuff, but I try not to run that on speed. Racing, I no longer have my Losi 3XLE. I mean, my Losi 3.0 buggy, but I did like running that. The Mugen MBX6 that I had, or MBX7, I think it was. I had an MBX7. That was my best handling buggy ever. And I want to get an 8, and I sold the 7 to someone who I thought was going to race it. They didn't race it. They sold it. I was like, man, I just sold it to you because you said you were, and then they just got rid of it. I was like, man, I should have kept it. That was probably the best handling buggy I ever had. Was that MBX7. I know there's other cars out there. People probably say they run better. Look at that. That's when I flipped and slid down the street. But the MBX7 was my best one thus far. So hopefully that answers your question. So RC Lifestyle is getting 97 right now. Close to getting that 100. Once you hit it, record it, take a picture. Sell it as an NFT. Clayton asked me about thoughts on the Sledge, kind of looking like a Creighton. Well, I mean, it's a Truggy. I mean, the Kronos is a Truggy. There's all kinds of Truggies out there. So I think it looks more like a Tenacity, the Tenacity truck a year or two ago, a couple years ago. I think it looks more like that, but it's bigger. I mean, it's a Truggy. Traxxas finally has a Truggy out. So I'm glad they did. I hope they release some of their other models too. I mentioned in the unbox, or not in the unbox, I went to the Hobby Town earlier about some of their other models. But I mean, it looks fine. I mean, it's a Truggy. That's all I can say. I mean, everybody's got one. So now they're in the Truggy market. Calvin says, check the JLB J3 speed car. Okay, I'll take a look at that. Someone says, the Armor Felony worth it. What are you going to do with it? Bronx Savage, I answered the collection video. I probably won't ever do it. I feel kind of like it's boasting. And some people don't even have RC cars or stuff like that. So I probably won't do it. I mean, I got stuff in storage and here and there, and some friends got a car here and there, so I probably won't ever do it. Collection video. You guys know I got a lot of cars, so. All right, so you got 3 or 4 yes on the felony, so there you go. I've had a felony infraction. I haven't got the new infraction version too. Actually, my felony bodies, and I was looking at actually. What was the first truckie on the market? The Hot Bodies Lightning Stadium truck back in 2005. I don't know. I mean, a truggy and a stadium truck are two different things. So what was the first truggy? I don't know, because there was probably something that hit the racing scene before anything else. No, I haven't had those Proline tires. Someone asked about the Proline 1.7 cell Toyota. No, I haven't yet. I seen them out there. I think I did a RC update on some tires, and then they were gone. And I think they only had, I can't remember. I think they were backward, and they're still backward, I think. So if they're out there, I may look at them right now. I'm going to stay with these GRPs right here. And at some point when those become available, I'll probably look at getting some and showing you guys how they perform. Get a 100+ mile per hour car out there and run it back and forth. So. All right, looking through these, you guys got any more questions for me? What car am I working on right now? This is the Hobao VTE2, the 7-scale on-road car. I was doing some tweaking on it, got a body and stuff for it. I changed the tires and I ran it the other day. I'll post a video tomorrow on it because it is quick. It got up to speed really quick. It's light like an XO1, but it's not too light where you need to put a lot of weight onto it, but it actually moves and it's pretty durable. So I just got a body and stuff back there. I do have my Corvette body I'm running with it, the C8 body, but that body catches too much air because it's too much on the rear wheels. The body spaces out too much, so. It's not too much bigger. I actually have both of those out today. Someone asked about the rival MTA compared to the Wide Max. It's not too much bigger. I mean, the Wide Max isn't too much bigger. It's just a tad bit longer, kind of like the Kaiju EXT when I showed it the other day. The Kaiju just have those really big tires on it, so. I have never raced on-road carpet, but I have driven on an on-road carpet track. Hopefully that answers your questions. So. For the big rock, it depends on how far you want to go. I would recommend getting the updated drive shafts for the front and rear. And I did see, I don't know if they still sell these out there. They did sell some metal gears for it too. Actually, metal gear differential and stuff. So those are some of the things I'd recommend for it if you're going to start putting a lot of power and stuff through it too. So. Robert, it depends on, he said, what are the best speed tires? I haven't gotten my cars any faster than 120 something. And I've done that with GRPs. So anything other than that, I think people start doing foams. I've seen people put foams on their cars that get 140, 150, and they use it just for that. So if you get speed tires, use them just for that. Keep them, when you put them on your shelf, take the tires off your car. Because regardless, even if I leave this car sitting here, it may not seem like a lot, but it is going to put like a little small indent in the tire. So when you have a speed car, you want to baby it. I mean, literally you do. So it depends on how fast you want to go and what you're running on. There's so many factors behind that with speed run tires for it. I mean, compound, the temperature you're running in, the surface you're running on. I mean, are you running on a smooth, flat surface, or there's a lot that kind of goes into that right there. It's gonna depend with the foams because the foams do chunk. Like I said, if you get speed tires, only use them for that. Use them for the pass or two. Don't drive with them on. They're gonna be expensive. And if you get foams, just drive with them for speed runs. That's it. I wouldn't do anything else with them because you're gonna end up messing one tire up or whatever, this and that. So if you get a speed run car, kind of make it for speed runs, or if you have speed run parts, just put it on there at that point in time, which goes back to that log I was telling you guys about. You know, if you create that log, do that. There you go. Brian said the Mugen MBX5T was probably the first, maybe one of the first truggies. I'm gonna try to get back to Throwback Thursdays where I do some history of stuff. History from what I know, there's still stuff out there I don't know as far as some of the racing scenes, but I think that it'd be interesting to go back to some of the original companies. Even when Team Associated changed the RC world back in 1985 with the RC10. That just changed the whole RC car world. At that time, it was always Tamiya and Kyosho, and they were kind of running it a lot. And then they came out with that RC10, and then Kyosho came out with the Ultima. Joel Johnson won in 87 or 88, I think it was. That just changed the whole game. I mean, it really did. And I think at that time, Traxxas had the Traxxas Cat out. Armor wasn't around. I think Team Corraly came around in the 1990s, I believe. Don't you guys, if you know, put it down in the comments. But so there's a whole history behind. Then there was a big gap for me for RC cars. I was still doing them, but I wasn't doing like I'm doing them now back again because I was doing a lot of stuff. Yeah, stick with them GRPs then. Stick with what's good for you. I mean, I always run them. I'm probably gonna do some foams at some point in time. Some people recommended different ones, but I was like, okay, I think GSP foams or something, purple compound. But I don't want to just buy something new and be like, man, I spent my money and Be mad. Yeah. I mean, a lot of companies have done things to kind of revolutionize the market, the RC market. Traxxas has done several things. I mean, I think when the market was dying back in the early 2000s, they released the Traxxas Slash two-wheel drive, and that just kind of brought people back into the hobby. I think they did the same thing with the T-Max back in the day. And they did a lot of stuff from that Slash platform. They had a two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, etc. Then other companies came out. So I think everyone's put their, I don't want to say shoe in the pot, food in the pot, and it's helped the industry. So yeah, I forgot about that Jam and Truggy. Yep, I forgot about that one. That would be a good history lesson. Sweet. So Kane ordered a MT8 from A Main, so it should be there in a week. Sweet. Yeah, it's a good truck. I mean, I actually flipped it pretty hard. I thought I broke something the way I landed, but I didn't. I'll have that video up in a couple of days. So, guys, I got about another 8 to 10 minutes at the most on here. If you guys have questions to ask me, some people are wanting history. Now, I don't know everything for it. I just know what I know from my point of view. So I'll have to make sure I point that out. Because there's a lot to RC cars and the RC car industry and the history of that. Heck, I remember, if you guys remember a show called Punky Brewster, I remember they had 5 Tamiya cars on there. They had the Wild Willie, I think it was, the Frog. They didn't have the Monster Beetle Blackfoot at that time. I think it was in 1983. But they had several cars on there. I actually have a video. I don't know if I can post this up and not get copyright striked. I have a video of all the Tamiya cars, all their commercials. It's about an hour long. And I thought about putting that out there, but I don't know if I'll get a copyright strike or what. But I should put that out there so you guys can see it. It's so cool to watch that. And they did a good job with it. They had some really, really cool cars out there. I mean, they were, I don't know what you guys think. I think I may put that out there. It's a really cool video. It's about an hour long, but it just showcases all the Tamiya commercials all into one. So no, I've never used Perfect Pass. So well, Corraly, yeah, they did on-road a long time ago. They got some on-road cars now. I'm hoping they come out with a 7-scale car. That would be awesome. Their cars are fast, and I'm pretty sure. I'm not pretty sure. I know they can do it. I'm not even gonna say that. Um, they've got the ability, the technology, and designers to do it. So we'll see what they do. Gil's like, do the video. I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I'll get copyright struck on YouTube or something. I guess if I monetize it, I may. But it's a pretty cool video. It's like an hour long. And they show all of their cars. I mean, every single car they got. I mean, even the Hot Shot, the Wild Willie, the Wild One, the Clodbusters, sheesh, Monster Beetle, Blackfoot. You guys got to see this. This is so cool to see it. It's like they were the first ones to actually start doing commercials and marketing, and then that kind of went away for a while, and then everybody's coming back and doing it. So and that was something they were doing in the 80s. But I'm telling you, it's like it's an hour long video, and I watched this some the other day, and I was like, I should put this on YouTube. It's an old vintage video. I think you guys would love it. Get some popcorn, sit back, and watch it. It'll probably make you want to buy some Tamiya kits. Brian asked, would the Typhon 3S be competitive on a track? You need some weight on that car. I'll tell you that right now. Especially if you're running against other 8-scale buggies. They will slap you around like a sheet of paper. So you will need some weight on there. If you're running, they may let you run that if you're a novice in a short course class or something. It may be an unfair advantage for these short course trucks. But you can run it out there. But you will need some weight if you're running with other 8-scale buggies. I'm telling you right now, because you will get smacked around. I took mine out there, running it on 3S, and I got smacked around. I was like it was like a piece of lint on the middle of the highway. So favorite 8 scale buggies right now. I showed you guys that the other day. This is in no order. I have my TLR-TT. I got my new Hobao, and then I also have my Team Corraly, my Radix 6. I plan on doing some modification to my Radix 6, like new chassis, shock towers, and stuff. That's just like $200. I don't know if I want to spend that yet, but so Black Venom Radio said his first one was a Turbo Optima Mid SE. I remember that. My friend had one too. I wanted that car so bad. They had the Optima, the Turbo Optima, the Mid Turbo Optima, Turbo Optima Mid SE Special Edition. They were killing it back in the day. And it was so fun to run it. That's when Traxxas had the Hawk 2, the Radicator. Man, I used to love my Radicator. I love that car. Sweet, somebody got the brand new Grasshopper in a sealed box. I kind of want to get all those, but I just don't want to put them together. If I could get somebody to put them together, that'd be good. So somebody is torn between the Arma Notorious, the Creighton, 6s, the Hobby Shop. Okay. I would skip on the Kaiju. I would go with the Creighton. The Notorious is the same as the Outcast, just a different body. And it's gonna wheelie a lot. The Notorious is, and so with that Kaiju. The Creighton's probably gonna be between those three. From my experience, in my opinion, the Creighton's gonna be the better bet. What version is the Creighton? Make sure it's a V5 if you can get it. What's going on, RC Lunatic? Appreciate you joining. If you can, smash that like button for me. I'm probably gonna end this in a few. I've been live for a good minute. I'm trying to make sure I go to you guys' comments and see what's going on. Yeah, if it's a V5, I get it. I would definitely get it. When you get it, dial down the steering radius of your servo. I think it's turned all the way up. Dial it down just a little bit because that's what makes those servos burn up. And ask your hobby shop about it. The dual rate steering, dial it down some because it is turned up too high, and that's what's going to burn that servo up, and you're going to be upset whether it's that or the Notorious, and you get it, you drive it the first 1 or 2 times, and the servo burns up. It is warranted, but I would say dial it down. That way you can avoid some of that frustration. So, yep, I remember the Golden Arrow. I had one. Actually, I had one. I bought one several years ago. Somebody had one for sale, and I bought it. The Golden Arrow was their answer to Nico's Rhino and Thunder Tiger, or was it Blue Thunder, or something like that. But it still had a 380 motor in it, so it wasn't that fast. The Rhino was the king. I remember that, the 2-wheel drive Rhino. I'm assuming the Red Arrow had a 540 motor. I don't remember the Red Arrow, but Michael asked about Shockwell. Oh man, that's such a question. I'm gonna show you something. Hopefully it you guys can see this. This is a box full of all kinds of shock oil. And I got more down there. I just don't put in my videos what I do and put in there, but I got boxes full of shock oil. So it varies so much with shock oil and shock springs in cars. So yeah, Robert, go ahead and go for that Creighton. Oh, sweet. Somebody finished their wide body Mojave. Good. Clockwood said the Frog was his first hobby grade. Yes, I remember the Frog. I wish Tamiya would re-release the Subaru Brat, or the Mud Blaster. That's what it was. They get a Mud Blaster out there. Oh, it's on. Because the Mud Blaster was on the Blackfoot Monster Beetle chassis, but had the Subaru Brat body on it. So that would be nice to have a Mud Blaster. I would definitely be on that. I appreciate you joining. RC Lunatic, there's probably some videos on it. Just kind of search on YouTube. It is one of the, I don't have my radios in here, but you can, It's one of the knobs on the radius. You can kind of dial it down so it doesn't turn all the way to the left and right with it. Okay, so the red arrow probably had a 540 motor on it. So Jordan A, Bob Lazar. Yeah, Bob is my man. I know some people don't believe him, but I believe him ever since he came out in 1989 and 1990. I got a lot more of that stuff that's gonna come out. They usually release them late in the evening or at night. Dang, somebody's got over 50 bottles of shock oil. Yeah, you can never have enough of that in diff oil. And different springs and stuff too. So yeah, Jordan, his story's been the same ever since. Some people say he's a liar. I got some videos I'm gonna make actually where he said if he was from the outside looking in, we're talking about Bob Lazar, he wouldn't believe the story either. He'd be like, "Oh, this guy's a lie." So he's even said it with his own. He's even said himself. So first car was a lunchbox. There you go. The early 1990s. I remember that. So guys, I have to get off of here in just a few minutes. So I'll leave it open for another minute or two for questions you guys may want to ask me. I would just leave it running live so y'all can converse amongst each other, but I think there's one question the RC Lifestyle is asking someone. So, all right, y'all, I'm gonna end this in just a second. Yep, that's true about Bob. I think if I ever meet him, I'm gonna ask him for his degree. But I still, regardless of that, I still believe his story. I mean, that's just my opinion. I know some people don't like it, but I've been hearing him since '89 coming out about it. He's got information he could actually release that he could prove his point, but I think he's just not going to do that. And I got some information I'm going to release on that soon. And I mean, not information that he's going to release, but information where he talks about that from his own mouth. Hey, I could release this and it could prove my point, but I'm not going to do it. And that's probably why some people say, oh, he should be dead. That's probably why, he's still alive. He didn't release everything. So, oh, the yellow rhino. That's cool. So, appreciate that, Al. I am actually going to leave up out of here, guys. I appreciate you guys joining. I got several things I still got to do before I get ready to go to bed and get up and got to go to work early in the morning. So, appreciate you guys joining. Stay tuned for some more videos. I'll have this bad boy up and running soon. And some other stuff coming this week, too. And don't forget, like I said, there's a swap meet this Saturday if you guys are in the Georgia area at Fayette Hobbies. I'll put some information out the next day or two. If you guys can come there, I will see you there. And I appreciate you guys joining.